Okay, so everyone, welcome to the.
Stephanie, we're seeing the presenter view.
Oh, how do I see? Stop sharing.
I think at the top of the screen, it lets you switch.
Oh, okay. Sorry, everyone. Is that better? No?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so welcome everyone to the IELTS Civic Network meeting for California for August 27th, 2025. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and type your name and agency into the chat box. And if you have not, during the meeting, please register on the website, California Adult Ed Professional Development. And if you are not receiving a meeting reminder, email your email address to elcivics@casas.org, and we can add your name to the mailing list. Okay, so the agenda for today, we have CD updates, quite a few of them. Information about civic participation in IELCE, citizenship preparation, promising practices awardees, and some other information. All right, so starting with the CDE update. So update number one, the latest WIOA 2 state network meeting was yesterday, August 26th. And you can watch the recording here from this link, and you do need to put in the passcode. For a list of future statewide WIOA 2 network meetings, there's a link here for that. And the next meeting is going to be September 30th, 2025 at 1 p.m. And again, to register, go ahead and click on this link, californiaadultedtraining.org. All right, so deliverables, we have the grant award notification. So you need to download, sign a wet original signature, and then upload the signed GAN to the California Adult Ed website. You need to log in, but you need the signature of a superintendent, college president, the head honcho person. So you can also mail the original document if you want to do it in snail mail. And the address is on the document. Okay, and then September 15th, the grant budget. Please complete this and submit the grant budget on the California Adult Ed online application reporting site, the same site. And again, login is required. And then this one is electronic approval is required. Okay, update number 3. We have a new welcome back video from Dr. Carolyn Zachary. It's meant to share with all staff providing support to WIOA Title II activities. And so you can access this short video here at this link. Again, it is an updated video, which shares, it's on a very positive note about the funding, which has been released. All right, so update number 4, we have some new things going on here. Well, I don't think it's that new, but it is in writing now that the consolidation of IELTS Civics activities in Resource Code 3905. So beginning back in January 1st, 2025, the AEO consolidated all IELCE program activities under Section 231. And so Section 243 will focus strictly on IELCE with IET, so that the training component. Agencies will see the payment points from RC 3926 have been shifted and combined with RC 3905 on their preliminary award notification and GAN. And so agencies must be operating a qualifying IET program under RC 3926 to receive Section 243 IELCE funding as required by federal statute. Okay. Update number 5, we have a new admin orientation, September 9th, 10th, and 11th. And this orientation is intended for new grantees and new staff of continuing agencies who have been in their position for less than 3 years. So this includes adult administrators, principals, supervisor level staff, and individuals directly supporting grant administration, administrative activities. And in this slide, you can see event will be held over 3 days, and registration is required only required once for all 3 dates. And this blue link, this is a direct link, and it will open the registration page on the California Professional Development Calendar. And they ask you, please use your district email to register and fill out the membership form if directed. So the schedule for each day, including the link to the online platform where they're going to be using Zoom, will be contained within the registration confirmation email. Okay. All right, so next on to civic participation at IELCE. So just a reminder that July 1st, 2025, this current program year co-op selection process opened. Please don't wait and select your co-ops for this program year. So please select at least one co-op by October 31st. So that's the red arrow here. It says to select pre-approved co-ops. Okay. And there is a link here. Click here to select your co-ops. So please make sure to select at least one by October 31st. And the first time you enter your CASAS website to make your selections, you will see the previous year's selections. So this is an example from a example school that we use. So select what your agency had selected the previous year, or you can remove those selections if you are going to be changing and using different co-ops. But please make sure to check this revisions to co-ops document for co-op updates, including new co-ops. So we have some revisions and new co-ops that I'll be going over in just a second. So be sure to select any option 2 or 3 co-ops each year to keep it live in the system. And then click on continue the selection process to add other co-ops. And then when selections are made, it's very important, you need to go to checkout. Okay. And then at the end, it's very important that co-op numbers be downloaded into TOPS Pro. So a lot of agencies, they forget to do this last step and then they don't see it in the system. Well, you have to download them into TOPS Pro. So please don't forget to do that. All right, so revisions. So this is again, the link to the revisions document. And so this is the key at the top that explains the color coding of the document. So the link above is a list of civic objectives and additional assessment plans that describe the revisions made to 24-25 co-ops for this 25-26 program year. So the things that you need to look at carefully are the ones that are in bold or in green. So revisions that change the nature of the co-op. For example, by revising a passing score, are in bold. These revisions must be made by all agencies for the 25-26 program year. So please pay particular attention to those in bold. So new co-ops are also in bold, and then changes made during the 25-26 school year will be listed in green. Okay. Most of them have a dash, and dash means that the co-ops were reviewed, but there were not any significant changes or only minor language changes were made. And please note that all civic objectives are Section 231 funded, and those marked with the little sword icon are also 243 funded.
Stephanie, you have a couple of questions in the chat.
Sure. Let me look in the chat. Let's see. Let me get to the questions.
So Paul Young asked, how can we click the link? Do you mean the link to the co-op revision document, Paul?
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
So,
Paul.
I think more than once, Stephanie said you can click this link, and of course, I took that literally. I'm trying to click that link on my screen and nothing. So,
I'll be sending out the recording and the slides after the meeting. So once you
okay.
get the slides, you can click on the links in the slides.
Thank you so much for the clarification, Stephanie. Thank
No
you,
problem.
Portia.
And Connor Smith has a question about the 231, 243 division. I think Dr. Zachary spoke to that a little bit yesterday in the state meeting as well.
Yes. So what is something agencies need to begin moving their IC versus 230? Well, Dr. Carolyn Zachary yesterday, she said in the meeting that all the co-ops are 231. So if you choose ones that are 243, and you have to use it as a 231, that's okay, because all of them are 231, and only specific ones can be used for either one. Does that make sense? So the ones with the little sword icon here at the bottom of the page, they're also 243 funded. So and she clarified for the first time yesterday at the meeting that we can still do 3 231 and 3 243, so 6 total. So we weren't sure for a long time because of the 243 funding problems whether we would be able to still do 3 of each. But she clarified yesterday at the meeting that we will be allowed to do that the same way. Right?
Just as a clarification, the 243 co-ops can only be counted as 243 for the students that are enrolled in training courses.
Yes.
Otherwise, they'll be reported as 231.
Be recorded in the amount. The payment point will be a 231 payment point, unless the students are co-enrolled and laid all the data points.
Yes.
So 243 means I only.
I couldn't quite hear the question.
So two.
Uh-oh. Maybe your connection is not quite stable. Why don't you try typing? Is that Paul?
So there's a question about a clarification about the class instance. So yes, if you're doing a 231 co-op, the focus area should be 231. And you can always mark students individually as well as 243 or 231.
Sharon, I see your question. Are there only 3 231 co-ops per year still? That is correct. Okay. Portia, were there any other questions?
Tatiana has her hand up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tatiana.
243s are the one only with IET training. Am I right? So
Yes.
we can do 3 231s and then 3 243s only with IET training. IET training. Am I right? Or not?
The IET training is the 243 with the $3 mark, so that the highest pay points. But the 243 without the IET, it earns the same pay point as a 231.
But
we still can do 3 of 231s, 3 of 243s with $2 points, and then no.
So the $2 mark has been eliminated, so that it's only it earns the same payment point as a 231.
But we still can do 3 243s that has the same amount of payment points as 231s.
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes.
And in addition, we can do IET with, in addition, how many of those we can do with training?
I don't believe there's a limit. As long as you have the training program there, that's the main requirement, the training.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much for clarifying. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions before we move on?
Paul has a question.
Okay, go ahead, Paul.
So 243 means 243 with IET. Are we still allowed to offer 243 alone?
Yes.
Oh, no, only to students in training. They must be in training to get a 243 payment point.
Okay, so 243 alone will fall into the 231 bucket. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
3 henceforth is strictly IELCE with IET training.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. All right, moving right along. Uh-oh, it's not moving forward now. There we go. Okay, so the actual revisions. So we have 25.3, which is about volunteers. Task 2, we changed the level delineation of tasks and rubrics. So that caused a change in a rating scale. So if you're using 25.3, please pay attention to those changes. 36.4 and 36.5, this is about work-related safety. So again, we've changed, updated the rating scale. So if you're using these co-ops, please pay attention to those numbers for beginning low and beginning high. 42.4, which is citizenship preparation. Task 2 was revised to include this verbiage. The report will include up to 4 elements, and we delineated how much for each level. So beginning high is 2 elements, intermediate low is 3 elements, and then intermediate high to above advanced is 4 elements. So that rating scale was also updated. So beginning high passing score is now 18, and intermediate low is 26. Okay. The last revision here is 50.4, which is study skills and self-management. The passing scores have changed to the following because the originals were not correct. So the total points possible is 51, and now the advanced passing score is 45, intermediate high is 36, intermediate low is 28, beginning high 22, and beginning low is 17. Okay.
Stephanie, Ray Hernandez has a question.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Really quickly, I just wanted to ask, are there specific instructions for downloading co-ops into TE on the CASAS website where I can be directed to?
Yes. So I can send you those after the meeting. There's a document in the website.
Okay, I can find it. I just wanted to be directed there. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Sure. So on the main Civics website where it says choose the pre-approved co-op list, down below there's a box with a bunch of links to different PDFs. One of those is the directions how to download to TOPS Pro. Okay, so we have some new Civics co-ops. Exciting one is 19.1, Immigrant Rights. And 19.9 is also new, but 19.1 is newer, is the newest one. And we wanted to ask your opinion. We changed, added a little bit to the description, the details. So it says new wording for task 2, role play, the consultation meeting with a lawyer. Okay? And for this task, there are 11 items, 22 points possible. So excuse me, the verbiage that we changed, it says the role play will include a greeting and closing. So greeting and closing counts as 2 items. So beginning low to advanced equals 2. And then up to 9 interactions. So, the different levels have different number of items on the part of the students, such as ... So we added this part in yellow to make sure that you understand that the greeting and closing count as 2 items. So the 2 plus the highest number here, up to 9 interactions. So that adds up to the 11 total items. And we wanted to ask, does that make it clearer? Because some people were missing the fact that the greeting and closing counted as items. So we thought maybe if we added this, it would make it clearer to everyone that you need to include that as part of the items. So, excuse me. Does that make it clearer for everyone? There are, plenty of other role plays that we don't have this verbiage yet. And so we wanted to ask, would it help to add that into those other co-ops to help explain this? Are there any comments?
Stephanie, Jennifer Gagliardi, our citizenship expert, has added some links for resources for Civic Objective 19.
Oh, great.
Also, real quickly, we're going to have a coffee chat, an informal discussion about 19.1 and 19.9 and other developments and know your rights information on this Friday. You can register through TESOL, and it's a coffee chat. It's just going to be more kind of informal sharing of information. But I have one more resource that or two more resources. The Catholic Charities out of Milwaukee has put out a series of videos about hiring a lawyer in different languages, and they also have information about travel videos and different, if you're an immigrant and you have to travel. So they have some really great stuff, and I could talk about it forever, but I'm going to stop. And then also I have a preview of some of those scripts at US Citizen Pod. So all those links are in the chat.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Also, thank you, Lori. She put in the link to the how to download co-ops into TE in the chat. So, okay, so that's 19.1 and 19.9. We also have a new AI co-op, 48.6, with addition of workplace verbiage. And let's see,
Did you want me to say something about that?
Yes,
Stephanie?
I was looking to see if you were here. Go ahead, Paul.
So 48.6 is one of our digital literacy co-ops and is focusing on AI. The original version of 48.6 didn't say much about the workplace, but since AI is everywhere in the workplace and workplaces are changing so fast, 82% of workplaces report either using AI or planning to use AI. So it's really important that our students become familiar with AI. So we thought it would be helpful to revise 48.6 a little bit and include some workplace verbiage and give the students options to learn about how AI is used in workplaces. So I hope you'll like the new version of 48.6. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Paul. So please take a look at 48.6 if you're interested. AI is everywhere these days. So, okay. All right, so just a reminder that the EL Civics webpage, all the documents on that page were updated for this program year on July 1st, 2025. So everything there is up to date. All right, so just a few things about the civic participation in IELCE FAQ. So co-op security is very important. And so one of the questions on there is, what kind of test security are agencies responsible for when implementing co-op assessments? So this one is whether you're using paper testing materials or technology or online tools for EL Civics assessments. Each agency is responsible for ensuring that only proctored students can access and submit the assessment, and that student responses to assessments are not exposed to other students. So there's a link here. Once I send the PowerPoint slide deck to you, you'll be able to click on this link for the FAQ. And question number 2 is about proxying tests. So may I use CASAT's post-test administered in 24-25 as pre-tests for summer school 25-26? So the CASA standardized test administered between May 1st and June 30th, 2025 may be rolled over into the 25-26 program year. So proxied tests are given a date of July 1st so they can be used as the pre-test for the new program year. Okay. And again, it's a link to the same FAQ. All right, so on to the EL Civics Exchange. So this is a repository of instructional materials that you can access. They are, 508 compliant, so that it's can be used by people who have visual impairment and things like that. So this year we have a total of 20 sets of materials. And you can get there using this link, elcivics.otan.us. So let's look at very briefly the list of the 20 instructional materials that are available. And the very, very newest one is 3.3. We did have 3.3 before, but we added the intermediate, low to advanced level materials for 3.3. So, and then here is our list of contributing agencies. And so if you are developing new co-op instructional materials, please make them accessible, so 508 compliant. And we do have an accessibility guide for you. And if you're having any problems or questions, you can contact OTAN. Anthony Burek has said that he would be willing to help anybody with their accessibility issues. And then once that's taken care of, please submit them to the EL Civics Exchange, and we can share with the entire EL Civics network. All right, so the IELCE report final results for WIOA 243 funded agencies. So the 24-25 report, we had 109 agencies that submitted reports and plans. 78 were rated adequate. One agency is waiting for CD consultant action. 8 were rated not adequate. And 5 were defunded for IELCE by CDE as of August 13th, 2025. 22 agencies were rated adequate with CDE review. 21 agencies selected other for the IRTC for one or more programs. We were paying particular attention to the other category to try to minimize that. And then 14 agencies were described as excellent and will be used as models. So I'll be contacting those 14 agencies to see if they would be willing to present to us about their excellent program.
And Stephanie, you have a question.
Yes.
The last one there.
Scroll down to it. It says, can ESL students be assessed for EL Civics co-ops in classes that are not part of an IELCE program? And if so, and they pass, do those count as payment points for 243, the lesser dollar amount? Yes. So right now they're converting all 243 for the ESL to 231. The 243 funding is still, I think the wording that they used was they're still calculating how to release those funds to California agencies. So that is still, we don't know exact the amount that will be coming, but it has been released. It's just the legal team at CDE is trying to make sure everything is copacetic, everything is okay before they release that. It says, historically, agencies funded both 231 and 243 co-ops needed to divide their ESL courses into 2 separate class sections according to the funding source. Is this no longer required, since 243 co-ops are now included under 231? That's a good question. Lori, do you think you could take that one?
Thank you. Hold on a second. Let me put my video on. It's a very, for me, and maybe you should chime in, and Portia, it's a very confusing time right now. If you want them to be counted for 243, they have to be in the 243 focus area, it's my understanding. And then at the end, if it isn't connected to IET, I guess they'll sort of downgrade it. But it seems to me that if you if there's any hope of it being a 243, you have to designate your class or the individual, as Portia said. Portia, do you want to weigh in?
I think you're correct, Lori. This is the way that I'm understanding it, and you can always contact your CDE consultants. This is pretty new information. My understanding is that IELCE students who enrolled in training they have a 243 designation. Any COAP, 243 COAP that they complete will be paid at the higher level. That is 100% for students in training. Any student who is not in training can only earn 231 payment points. Let's say that you have a mixed class with 230 of students, some of whom are in training and some of them are not, but you do a 243 COAP. Because the 243 COAPs can be 231 or 243, a training student could earn the 243 high value payment point. A non-training student, it would get designated as a 231 payment point.
So are you suggesting, Portia, that then per student that you designate the focus area for the student rather than for the class?
That's what I would do, because we know we have a limited number of training students. So I would designate them as 243 students and leave everybody else as 231.
And can I chime in here?
Sure, go ahead, Barbara.
Okay, I was wondering, I think we could make a case that even though they are going to get a 231 payment point, they need to still be designated. So I don't know if the computer can do it, but it would be good for California in terms of data collection to have all of those, the numbers of people that are taking those 243 deemed workforce ready type stuff classes. So, and I don't know if that's currently happening or if it's something that we may want to have a discussion about.
I think that's a great point, Barbara.
Right, but we're relating to payment points now, even though that information would be good. And I think as a final resort, contact your CD consultant, as Stephanie said, this is all new information that we just got yesterday. So if you have any question, you should contact your CD consultant.
May I ask a basic question that I'm sure you already covered? Selene and Hayward, I got in really late. We're still limited to, they will only get credit for 3 EL Civics then, whether it's 243 or 231. That's all they're going to get.
Stephanie?
Training students can get more.
Pardon me?
If they're a training student, they can get 6. If they're not in training, they can get 3.
Okay, a limited number of those students. But a regular student's only going to get, no longer will be able to get 3 and 3. It's only going to be 3.
Well, so because the funding is still up in the air, what they're saying is proceed as normal, do 3 of each. If you'll be allowed to do 3 of each, and then whether they're going to ask you to change it back to 231, and then so all 6 would be 231, we don't know. But what they've said is go forward with the same rules, 3 231 and 3 243, with the understanding that the 243 for the non-training students would be paid at the same level as 231.
Oh, so what you're saying, Stephanie, is there's the potential that it will still be the 6.
Yes.
Oh, that's a huge difference. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So this is very, very new
really
information.
Cautious.
Yeah, it's very new
really
information.
Cautious.
Because everything's so up in the air with the funding and everything. So like Dr. Carolyn Zachary keeps saying, just keep breathing in and out and one step at a time.
She was constantly saying, be very cautious.
Yes.
And again, I would reach out to my CD consultant and ask those questions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a few more questions here. Janet says, where do you find the dollar amount for the 231 payment points? So those payment points actually differ from year to year. We have a rough estimate. So the $1 sign is about $100-ish per student. And then the $3 sign, the higher point, is about $300 per student. And so that's just a ballpark figure to give you an estimate of how much different the pay points are. Does that answer your question, Janet?
those amounts get posted in the GAN. So you can look at this year's GAN to see what they're paid out this year, but that doesn't mean that's what they'll be paid out next year. They adjust it a little bit every year, but it's been pretty stable.
Okay, so is there an updated or revised version of how to ensure TE is set up correctly? Class instances 243 versus 231, etc. I believe there's a updated version on the website, correct, Portia?
If you're talking about the issues that we've just been discussing about who is a 243 student, I don't think there's anything different there right now.
Okay.
Again, this is information from pretty much yesterday, so it's going to take a little while to sort it out.
All right, and then Sharon says, can schools only be approved for 6 co-ops per year now? That it has always been 6 for the general population. The training is a separate issue, but that is the same. Yes.
I think she's referring to approved rather than payment points. There's 2 different things happening there, Sharon. 6 possible payment points, 3 243, 3 231, but then you said we had 14 approved. So those are 2 different things. One is selecting co-ops. You can select up to 10 or with permission more.
I have Jody here too. This is Sharon. There's 4 of us here. So Jody asked the question about.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we can still have our 14 co-ops approved. We were approved last year, so that shouldn't be any issue. You're just talking about the payment points.
Yes.
Correct.
The 3 and 3. Correct. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. And Jody, you don't have to do anything to ask for the, once you've been approved for 14, you're good.
It's only if you raise the number to 15, then you have to ask for permission again, but you can do any 14 co-ops that are pre-approved.
Okay, so Connor has a question that says, what should we code intermediate, low, intermediate, high, and advanced? I'm not sure I understand the question, Connor.
Well, he's
no problem.
Can you give us more information in the chat, Connor?
Me now. Is it coming out now?
Yes.
Sorry about the wait. I just want to get clarification. So can I give an example? I just want to kind of hear. So Connor, the student, intermediate low student, not ready for IET. He's been IELCE for years, right? Coded 243. Might have had some 231 co-ops. So Connor, the student, passed his 4 co-ops this year and intermediate low only. Is it a max of 3 since it can't be 243? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Is it only like 3 231? That's it.
So as of now, the information that we have is that Connor, the student, could possibly get payment points for the 4.
I don't think so, Stephanie. I don't think so. I'm sorry to contradict. Jay made it clear that the payment point report is not changing, so I'm not sure where that 4th one would appear. Again, it's really new. It's really kind of scary to make proclamations about things, I think, on my behalf anyway.
I think you're going to have to give us some more time until this the dust settles with this.
Connor, was your question though, can you get 3 if you're an intermediate low student and 3 and then another 3 if you're an intermediate high student?
No, essentially, like what if they're in like another supplemental course, like a workshop or something, like hypothetically, right? Like the student themselves, maybe they go up mid-year to like the higher levels, like in past years. I guess I'm just wondering, is it 3 max now? So what I'm hearing is it's not clear.
No, it has never been, when you say now, the level never had anything to do with it. It had to do with how many co-ops they passed. You can only pass, let's say 33.2 once per year, and it doesn't matter what level you do it in.
Okay. Thank
Maybe
you.
we can have a conversation at the end of the meeting,
Okay.
Connor, with your specific needs.
Yeah, I think I have to just show you. Sorry for taking up
That's
too much
okay.
time.
Okay, so we have another question. It says last year we got approved for 12 co-ops. Do we have to get approval again? No. So you can go ahead without do the same thing as you did last year. So if you were approved for 12 last year, you're still approved for 12 this year. So you can just add your 12. Yes. Have official GANs been sent out to any agencies? I think it wasn't it? It's available on the website, the CDE website. Correct, Portia?
But those are not official. Those are preliminary.
Yes.
And I think they're only for 231 funding. They're not for 243. That will be a second GAN. So there will be two. There'll be a grant budget and then an amended grant budget when the 243 GAN comes through.
And that is expected to come out next week, is from Dr. Zachary's yesterday.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go on. All right, so on to, went too far.
Thanks.
All right, take it away, Portia.
Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, the next slide. If you don't know, there are two tests that earn payment points under 231 Citizenship Preparation. One is the Citizenship Interview Test, or CIT. It's a one-on-one oral interview. The examiner asks questions of the student. It's made for high beginning to advanced learners, and it predicts success on the USCIS naturalization interview. It uses information from the N400. So when the students go to their interview, the officers review the N400. In the past, they were only reviewing some questions. I have read that they're now going to be reviewing all questions. Just know that the CIT does not contain all of the information on the N400. It's a selection. Your citizenship teachers should be reviewing the entire application with the students. And then the next one. In order to offer the CIT, the test examiner must be CIT certified. And in order to do that, you place an order, and there is the link there, which you'll have when you get this PowerPoint. There's no charge for WIOA to agencies. You place the order, and then we'll receive an email verifying that the order has been processed and that you can then begin the training. Caution you to check your junk and spam folders. Sometimes these emails get blocked and then people contact us telling us they haven't gotten permission. It can sometimes be a little confusing to fill out the form. There is a little video on the EL Civics YouTube channel that shows you exactly how to fill that form out. And as always, if you have any questions, you can contact sit@casas.org. And the next one. After the first certification, test examiners have to recertify each year. And certification goes from the beginning of the program year till April 30th. Recertification goes from January to April 30th. It's completed online. It's a little bit shorter than CIT. CIT takes maybe 4 or 5 hours, and recertification takes maybe 2 hours at the most. If you need to recertify, you will get an email from CASAS at the beginning of January. You can go in and register for your recertification training, and it closes on April 30th. I'd like to caution you that if you do need to certify or recertify, do not wait until April. Statistically, people that wait until April are in a hurry, and they have a much lower passing rate. So do it early when you can take a little bit more time, but also complete it within a reasonable amount of time, because if you start and stop the training, you tend to forget things about the training and you will not have as much success. And then the next one, Stephanie. You can test the CIT remotely. All of the instructions for remote testing are within the training course. You order a fillable PDF form that you use for remote testing. If you're testing live, you'll order test booklets. And again, there's no charge for that. And you just use the CASAS California order form. And the next one. The second test that you can use to earn payment points is the government history test. And that is a test of general knowledge of American government history. And right now it's based on the USCIS 100 questions. It can also be given remotely, either through using a flash drive, or you can use in-person testing. Most people use CASAS e-tests. There's also a CD option. This test is of high interest to your students. Most students want to know about American government and history, so you can enroll your students in a citizenship class. So you put them into a 231 citizenship preparation class, teach the content, give them a listening test. If they've got a pre-post test, you can earn a payment point. There's a lot of information about how to do that in the FAQ document, which I'm posting. I think it's about it's maybe like question 24 or something like that. But if you're interested in doing this with your students, testing your whole population of maybe beginning high or intermediate low to advanced, you can get a lot of extra payment points for it, and it's very beneficial to your students. You can contact me directly or sit@casas.org, and I can help you with the details of that. But check out the FAQ there.
And that, can I
Mhm.
add something? That
Sure.
extra test is in addition to the 231. So it's another avenue of getting, a possibility of a student getting 4. They're in the 321. They're in a different category, but it's another EL Civics payment point.
Right. And there's a question about, can all ESL students take the government history for citizenship test? I would say all students intermediate, high, and above will do well on the test. You can use beginning high students, and I think the pass rate would be closer to 50%, but maybe even a little bit higher depending on how the education level of your students and other factors, their background knowledge. But what I suggest is that you do it once a year. You just pick one term per year and you look at that FAQ about how you're going to manage this in TE. It's just a background fix. You can teach the content as a part of regular instruction, but you can earn that payment point. And you can also, if you like, put them in an EL Civics co-op for citizenship, and thereby be able to get a 231 Cit Prep and a 231 Civic participation payment point by dividing the class time. And it's a little bit confusing when you first hear it. I usually have to tell people 3 times. If it's something you're really interested in, I'm very happy to talk to you about it. You can contact me directly, or you can, again, email sit@casas.org, and I'll help you with that.
And Portia,
Tatiana,
you have a couple of questions.
Tatiana, go ahead.
Hi, Portia.
Hi.
This is great information, especially right now when we don't know where these 231s or 243s are going.
Right.
So I understand they don't have to be enrolled specifically in a government and history class to take that test. They can just study the curriculum in their regular ESL class. Am I right in understanding that?
You are right. However, you have to do a technical fix in TE so the students have a dual enrollment. So it could be, for example, let's say you have a 3-hour class. You can mark 1 hour as citizenship, 2 hours as civic participation, but the teacher teaches seamlessly. They have to take attendance in two sections of a class, but the teacher teaches seamlessly. They don't have to say, this is citizenship, this is civic participation. Or you can designate 1 day citizenship, the other days Cit Prep, or 2 weeks citizenship, 6 weeks, whatever. There are many ways of doing it. It's outlined pretty well in the FAQs, and you can also look at the videos that are on the citizenship YouTube channel, and it's explained there as well.
And is there a number of hours they have to be in that class? Is there a reasonable number of hours, or is there a limit? I mean, you can't do like 10 hours probably.
It's not like EL Civics, civic participation, where you must have 30 hours. It depends so much on the knowledge, the background knowledge of the student and the level of the student. So a beginning high student is going to need a lot more hours than an advanced student. It has to be enough instruction that the student is reasonably expected to pass. You have to have taught or reviewed the information from those 100 questions before you would offer the test. And there are 2 forms. If they don't pass the first time, you can retest with the other form, but it is not pre-post. It's pass-fail. And again, they have to have entry update. They have to have 12 hours of instruction, and they have to have a pre-post CASAS pair.
But they don't have to have growth on the group.
Sorry?
They don't have to make a gain, an EFL on the pre-post test in order to get a government and history citizenship payment point. Is that correct?
They don't need a game. They just need a pre-post test.
And Portia, there's a couple of questions in the chat for you.
Okay, let's see. So all students can, yes, can a student who is already a U.S. citizen take the government history test? I don't know what would stop them. I don't think that's tracked anyplace. And then beginning high and above have been very successful. No payment point if you don't enroll them. That's correct. They must have an enrollment in a 231 citizenship preparation in the focus area. And thank you, Hayward. Okay, I think they're mostly comments. But again, you can email me or email sit@casas.org. And I'll be happy to. It really, when I give presentations on this, I usually have to tell people 3 times, and then it's like this clarity comes. So I'm happy to go over it with you. It is a little bit convoluted. I think there's just a couple more slides, maybe one more slide, Stephanie. And as always, for all of all payment points, you have to have a pre-post test, an NRS pre-post approved reading or listening test pair. Okay, thank you.
Portia, I have a quick announcement. So beginning September 1st, I'm releasing a series of worksheets and practice scripts for students preparing for citizenship. And these worksheets are focused on part 9. There's graphics, simple graphics that go along with it, a vocabulary quiz, and then also rephrasing of questions and definitions. So,
and where are you going to post that, Jennifer?
I'm going to post that on U.S. Citizen Pod.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so moving on. Forward. There we go. All right, so some interesting, promising practice to go over. So promising practices for 2025. All right, so we had these agencies that were awarded the Promising Practice Board at the Summer Institute. We have Fontana Adult School, Long Beach School for Adults, Merced Adult School, Monterey Adult School, Rancho Santiago Community College District, Sequoia Adult School, and South Orange County Community College District, specifically Saddleback College. So first up, these are in alphabetical order. So first up is Fontana Adult School. They had a data-driven citizenship instruction, and the purpose was to increase the number of citizenship students who are becoming citizens through the use of data-informed instruction, small groups, and games. And so if you notice here the data, so prior to starting this practice, there was about between 75 and 90 students enrolled, and 4 per year on average attained citizenship. Since they started this new practice, they have increased not only the number enrolled, but also the number of students attaining citizenship is in double digits. So it's amazing results there. So here are some pictures from the class and from the teacher. So the teacher, Lynette Browning, she received a certificate of special congressional recognition for her efforts through this citizenship class. And so she said the big thing here is that the tracking students' progress with stickies so that they could actually see where they are in their progress. And so she said that when students, these stickies have the students' names on it, and placement on the whiteboard designated where they were in their progress. So. All right, and here is their contact information. Next up is Long Beach School for Adults. They had a project called Soar Like an Eagle. So Long Beach School for Adults, increasing attendance and persistence. And so the purpose was to promote a positive school culture and climate that supports students in persisting and meeting their goals. So they had things like Eagle cards, and they had a project called Build an Eagle. It's a school-wide building of a large-scale eagle to share goal attainment. And they had a third thing called Edna the Eagle, which was a staff-to-staff recognition. And so their results, the persistence rate increased 16%, and with a 7% gain of EFL, and attendance hours increased over 12,000 hours. So this is a picture of some of their the Eagle cards and Edna the Eagle, and all of their Eagle projects. And here's their contact information. Next is Merced Adult School, their child development pathway collaboration. So this one was to fast track Merced Adult School students into jobs in child development. They earned 12 units of UC credit and receive pay during their 50-hour observation requirement for their permit, and receive help through the interview process. So one barrier that they found was that students could not complete the 50-hour observation requirement because they needed a job, and so they didn't have 50 hours where they could just volunteer and go observe. And so they worked with the Workforce Development Board, and they paid for their observation the hours, so that they could be paid for those 50 hours. And so they had the Workforce Development Board budgeted $70,000 on the job training funds for the first cohort, and they were in the process of finalizing the $100,000 for the second cohort. So, so all 10 of the students who finished the internship, they were in the process of being hired as associate subs at the NCOA Head Start sites. So a lot of success there. And so these are some of the pictures of their students at the Head Start site. And this is their contact information. Next up, Monterey Adult School, strengthening families, parent education, and embedded ESL. So the purpose of this practice was to layer an ESL class into Monterey's parent education program. They found that there was a need because many students couldn't attend the regular ESL classes because of parental obligations. So this was a 0 to 2-year-old program. They said that the parent education program was for 0 to 2, and so the parents had the babies on their laps while they did the 30 to 48-hour semester. And so they did parent education along with ESL. So they had 8 in the fall and 19 in the spring. And so they had 27 with pre and post test, and 93% of them passed the EL Civics. They had pharmacy and housing, and they had 10 that make level gains. And so this is some pictures of their the parents in the classes with their babies. And if you notice, the picture on the right is Mr. Cutler teaching EL Civics, the pharmacy units, to the parent education class so that they could pass their EL Civics. So, all right, and this is their contact information. Rancho Santiago Community College District. Theirs was an online high school diploma program, a collaborative success story. So, you know, when we received this application, we were wondering what would make, you know, everybody has an online component, some online component to their programs now post-COVID. So we wanted to know what made this program stand out. And so one of the main differences is that this program, they required the teachers to successfully complete a 120-hour online teaching certification. And it focused specifically on online teaching. And they also had extensive student support, including a 24-hour helpline. And then obviously they also said the regular student to teacher contact was important. And they changed the format of their classes from 16 weeks to 8 weeks. So to make the goal closer for each one. And so online students have more than double the success or completion rate than in-person students. So I thought were great numbers. And so here's some pictures of the students at graduation day, the proud graduates. And here's their contact information. And Sequoia Adult School, they had an e-commerce program, and the purpose was to equip students with the skills and experience needed to succeed in e-commerce. And upon graduation, graduates received a certificate from Goodwill San Francisco, which is a recognized transferable credential that enhances employability in retail, logistics, and customer service. So they had 20 completers in the fall, 29 completers in the spring, and they had that's in 23-24. In 24-25, they had 11 completers in the fall, and all completers find work either at Goodwill or they open their own e-commerce business. And so this is a picture of the students. The big barrier that they found was that going to the Goodwill San Francisco warehouse, a lot of students didn't have they took the bus to school. And so once at school, they couldn't get from the school to the warehouse. And so the top left picture is a picture of the students on a school-provided school bus to Goodwill San Francisco warehouse. So. And this is their contact information. And South Orange County CCD, Saddleback College, theirs was a high school equivalency orientation, assessment, and tracking. And the purpose is to ensure HSE students receive the guidance and support needed to successfully complete their educational. Additionally, under AB 554, dual enrollment opportunities allow eligible students to take both non-credit HSC preparation courses while concurrently taking up to 11 credit units for free. So this is a big thing for these students that they could, they said that the HSC completion rate didn't look as good because they were trying to string that along so that the students could continue to take the 11 units for free as long as they were part of the HSC program. And so they have many students who were able to complete a certificate or a credit or non-credit, and many students who were able to do the dual enrollment. All right, so this is a picture of the teachers and the students on graduation day. So this is top left is a student speaker at graduation holding her dual certificates. And there's also a video that highlights this student on the right. The top right, it's another dual enrolled student. So she was in HSC and medical assisting at the same time. And so she was able to get both certificates. And so this is their contact information. And so congratulations to the 2025 Promising Practices Award winners. Okay, we just have other information and then we will be done. First up is OTAN. They have a pilot program. So Anthony, are you still here? Can you speak to this? Go ahead and unmute. Is Anthony still here?
He's having some trouble with his microphone. He's figuring it out.
Okay. There he is.
Now, can you hear me?
It's very, very low, the volume.
It's low. Okay, 1 second.
Oh,
Sorry,
it got
folks.
better.
Oh, got better? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, technology. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Anthony Buer from OTAN. Happy summer. Hope things are going well in your neck of the woods. Yes, a little bit about this OTAN pilot program. We actually talked about this pilot program. For those of you who were here in the spring, we actually did a presentation back, I believe, in February on Celia T. So if you actually want to go back and watch that February recording and hear from Aiden about the Celia T curriculum, please do so. I'm going to pop, the second bullet there has a link to an interest form. I'm going to go ahead and make that available to people. So the curriculum is basically, as you can see in the first bullet, it's a free 16-week curriculum that basically focuses on three things: civics, civics and history, ESL, and then also digital skill building. And so it's a free 16-week open access curriculum, detailed lesson plans, teacher resources, and it's meant to sort of address those three things simultaneously. We still are looking for teachers who might be interested in piloting this curriculum. And so if you open up the form, you can fill out the form and we'll be in touch with you on that. One of the things that actually got added to the top of the form that was not available in the spring is you can basically now preview the entire curriculum, all 16 weeks. So there's a link to a Pressbooks ebook, and you can go through and see what all the content is going to be included for each of the 16 weeks, all the resources, teacher guide, and all that kind of stuff. So all of that is now available if you want to take a look at that. And if that sparks your interest, you can go ahead and fill out the form. One other thing to note is that there is still a small stipend available for both teachers and students who would like to participate in the pilot program. So that is still available. I believe that Aiden talked about that in February. She and her team have been going through their own issues this summer with federal funding, but the program is still around and they are finishing up the 5th year of their research project. And so one of the things that is still available is the stipend for teachers and students to participate. So go ahead and fill out the form, but you can also reach out to me directly and I can provide you with more information or get you in touch with Aiden at the University of Minnesota. But we would love for folks, if you're interested, to possibly pilot this curriculum. It has a lot of connections to EL Civics, the co-ops and content and things like that. So this may be something that, kind of you take care of two things at the same time. But if you want to reach out, go ahead and fill out the form or reach out to me. I'll put my email address in the chat and we can talk more about this pilot. All right. Thanks, Stephanie.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so we're talking about funding. Advocating for adult education is very important. So please join CASAS in amplifying COAB's advocacy efforts. And so CASAS has created this short video. It's a PSA about adult education in the USA. So please watch that. And upcoming EL Civics meetings, we have dates so far. October 1st, there's no meeting in September because of the Cape Summit. So starting October, we'll be switching to the beginning of the month instead of the end of the month. So October 1st, November 5th, December 3rd, January 28th, and February 25th. So please let me know if you have something to share or present. And again, please type your name and agency into the chat box if you have not already. And after the meeting, please register if you have not at californiaadultedtraining.org.
And Stephanie, can I just say,
Sure.
those of you who participated in meetings in years previous to this one, perhaps have in your little Post-it note my meeting, Zoom meeting link. And I found a few of you in there early in this meeting because you went there instead of Stephanie's meeting. So it's Stephanie's meeting now. So you'll need to use the new link, the new Zoom link for the EL Civics Network for meetings from now on. So be sure you've erased my link and put Stephanie's in your little Post-it or wherever you keep that. And she'll be sending it to you as in your reminder notice also, but just know that it's a new link.
Yes, Elaine, I did send out a reminder on Monday. So if you didn't get it, maybe you're not on my email list. So if you could send me an email telling me that you'd like to be put onto the list. So the email is elcivics@casas.org.
Stephanie, I think Jennifer has something else she'd like to share. Do we have time for her to share that?
Sure.
No, I got to share it earlier. Thank you so much.
Oh, you did. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Hello, good afternoon. It's Ray. I do have a quick question.
Sure.
I signed up for a news and updates webinar today at 11 a.m. for CASAS. I totally missed that because I was focused on being present here. My question is, will they have a recording on that, or do you know anything about that? It was improving data, sharing workflow, student engagement, and equipping staff with training opportunities. You guys familiar with that?
Was it the CASA's News and Updates webinar?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they'll post that they'll post the recording of that with all the slides.
Okay, and that'll be.
I believe she said it'd be posted by next week.
Okay, and that will be on the CASA's
I think
website.
it's on the training and support page.
Perfect.
I think.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
And Connor, if you want to stay on once the meeting has ended, we'll answer your questions more specifically to your situation.
Okay, so if there's no other questions, thank you for attending. And if you need any more information or have other questions, here are our email addresses. And for general inquiries, you can also email elcivics@casas.org. And thank you again for coming.
Nice job, Stephanie.
Thank you,
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the recording. How do I do that?
Hi, presenters. Just wanted to let you know that I'll stay here with Connor just to listen. I'm the ESL and Citizenship CT at FUHSD.
That's fine.